Which profile is it supposed to be on?
This one.
Hello, once again, audience.
Welcome back to M&T Gaming with Mac Marla.
And Christopher. Where are we?
Sorry, we're running a few minutes late. Getting kids to bed.
All that good stuff.
That's why our channel is called Mobile Gaming in real life.
And that's why the kids quite often help with my war attacks.
That's right.
So, deal with it. Now, we're probably going to want to open the... Let's see.
Do I want to transition this?
Yeah, you could. You could transition that, and then that'll be up. And then we could also open the chat, I guess.
Okay.
Maybe open the Discord chat, because I would anticipate that people would be talking in there. Oh, seeing we've got our channel on the left, M&C Gaming. King T and Galliant and Check the Mic, fixing my hair, or lack thereof.
Lack thereof.
Gotta make sure I got the right hat on. I don't know. So, what have we been up to? I think we should go over like the history of where we're at. Past, present, and future kind of thing.
Okay. Background and history of the game.
Yeah, scroll up. Now we have the.
Can we pop out the chat by any chance?
What's that?
Can we pop out the chat?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You do it.
Do you want me to just find it real quick?
Yeah.
This is the live control room, and then we should have the chat right there. We can just go pop out, and then it's there.
And then we can open up Discord, and
we can do Discord on the other side. There we go.
Well, if people are chatting in the room, then
I think I'm not sure. Check. It should be going through all right. According to YouTube, it is. Right?
yeah.
Peak concurrent. So there's 5 people tuned in right now. Hi, everybody.
Is there a link I can share in the Discord?
Yeah, you can if you click the forward on the little arrow going this way. Right?
Just click it. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not so weird.
Do you want to just Control C that bad boy there? And then we can go here and we can paste and press enter there. Oh, that's your mom closing the door. Let's see. Now I wanted to pull up the actual notes that we have. Hello. Hey.
Hey.
What's going on? There's everybody. So, if we wanted to scroll up in our channel, we could even copy that or paste it or use it as a subnote. So, insight and toxicity within DomiNations.
Let me put that here so I can watch the chat.
I want to hear Marla's take on that.
Well, I think that's just a problem with all games.
You think that there's just toxicity within all games? Hey, Strongbow.
Well, from all the research I've done, certainly it is a new phenomenon. Yes.
There you go. Phenomenon.
Now I'm looking for this chat. Okay. There we go. I've got all the chats open.
There we go. Chat away and all of the things.
I don't really think DomiNations is the worst, but I did leave because And maybe it was just the people I was hanging out with. I really just felt like it brought out the worst in some people.
And a lot of the people?
Not in a lot of the people, but in some people anyways.
So when we refer to toxicity, it's I don't know if that needs defining or not. I mean, there's certainly varying degrees and levels of toxicity, especially within gaming, ranging from name calling in game to people seeking you out to that background kind of toxicity. The more subtle toxicity.
Well, I mean, it's prevalent in all games. That's why there are certain mechanisms in place in different games, right? So, but sort of from what I read is there was 4 different kinds. There was like everything from the abusive sort of harassment to the griefing, which is, I think,
that term has only ever, like, that's only been coined as a result of Minecraft.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a Minecraft term. So griefing is within Minecraft when you steal other people's resources, right?
Well,
I think
it can be. And it can be like malicious or just vengeful. There's also like the greed aspect of it. So,
interesting.
You know, the raging.
The raging, I think, is a very common theme, especially nowadays. I mean, even today, there was a ton of people that were just kind of had given up. They're like, "That's nice. I'm going to go and find something else to do for the day." And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing every once in a while.
Well, no, actually, I think that's a responsible thing to do. You know, this is not making me feel good, so I'm going to go do something else.
Right.
So.
And Dracula said, a comment in the Discord server from Dracula is that some people love to tear down others.
Yeah, and I mean,
power trip, measure loves company, etc.
Yeah.
Griefing is when you
destroy others. Yeah, but it's like, but no, these people get like enjoyment out of doing it. They enjoy taking other people's enjoyment away.
The ultimate troll behavior, and it kind of ties into that anonymity. People on the internet have a tendency to put themselves in the mindset that they are anonymous, but as we all well know, that is not the case. You know that we have kids, and I've done a couple of seminars in the past in regard to internet safety and whatnot. You're not anonymous. If you put it on the internet, anticipate and expect that it is not anonymous. That's just the way it is. Now, as far as toxicity within DomiNations, I don't think it's as in your face or direct.
No, it's not. And
this guy
I think there is quite a few things Nexon Big Huge Games could be doing as far as their development. They certainly need to improve their customer service in order to alleviate a lot of the toxicity going on within the game, within the forums. So there's improvements there. It's scientifically proven if you have good customer service, you have good customers. Also, I think, you know, there needs to be more communication. Perhaps they need to hire some more senior people who understand these dynamics. I don't know what the issue is there. As far as like, you know, developing the game, so there's limits so things can't get so skewed.
Right.
You know, there's a reason why in multiplayer mode you can only attack an age up and an age down, right? And so those things need to be implemented throughout the whole game.
Dracula. I think DomiNations is certainly one of a kind as far as the game style and the play style. The history of the game really is a huge hook. I mean, it's been acclaimed worldwide for the historical accuracies within this game.
What?
And I know that you snore about that, but that's one of the things, one of the key components that does put it apart from other games, is that there's actually some learning to be done if you want, in and alongside the gameplay. The gameplay with the ability to rally also sets it, leaps apart of other things.
I would say the platform definitely is unique, but
I was going to say that the toxicity that's within there is almost as a result, or bred in part by, their lack of customer service and lack of communication.
Well,
there's a lot of hate and whatnot that people bring to the game as a result of not being communicated to appropriately.
Right.
It's Clash combined. And then Dracula mentioned Civilizations. Civilizations is a wonderful example because that's exactly where the developers were from, right? So I think that goes without saying, but certainly good to point out.
I mean, I like this game pre-war. I played it all the time, and I just liked it. I like the fact that, there wasn't the global chat, because I find quite often in global chats it just turns into Bizarro land, where like people just do and say the craziest things that are just
not okay.
Not okay. Well, certainly not a place I'd want my kids. Like, I can ignore it, but like I could see like 11-year-old being like, that's super awesome, or really, you want to be my boyfriend, or yeah. So from that aspect,
and to drive that more specific to where we're talking about, that's Clash of Clans.
Yeah, but I mean, I also have that in Stormfall, but I don't ever go into the global chat. And I mean, you can communicate with your enemies, and certainly I have been.
That's in Stormfall?
Yeah.
I think Stormfall, from my understanding, is a bit more of an adult game, maybe?
Well,
no?
It's much simpler than DomiNations, because it's just like train your stuff.
Train your stuff and send it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more of like a building one, I guess. So,
now I'm not sure if you guys have any specific questions in regard to, the history of Mech and myself, where we're from, as far as the
is global chat ever good? I'm on the fence about that, because I mean, how do you create a community in real time without that?
The real problem, I think, with global chat is that if there's not a very strong presence from the community, or not from the community, from the company, if there's no finite resource that is available for the player base, that's when it becomes problematic. That's when you find people are just simply taking advantage. We're seeing that right now with the cheating. There's a certain number of people that will cheat if they think they can get away with it, and obviously these people think they can get away with it, which is why it's run rampant. I was going to say, if anybody has any questions in regard to, our history, or where we're from, or our history with Big Huge Games and Nexon, feel free to throw out the questions. Absolutely. That's one of our topic conversations.
So certainly, from running a previous community, that's where most of the toxicity came from.
And it did try to rear its ugly head. There was one outburst that I had with a gentleman, and I still regret it to this day. It was after Marla had come back into the community, where that toxicity started to kind of seep its way back into the SandBox, but I think I nipped it in the bud and simply said this is how we're going to handle this moving forward, which is why we're not willing to put up with that toxicity in regard to people calling, the name calling, or the segregation of the community based on this is how you're playing the game versus this is how you're playing the game.
Right.
We would prefer to start from the standpoint of we're all players that are simply trying to play a game in order to have a good time, and that's it.
Right. And I mean, in the initial tournaments we ran, I believe, yeah, it didn't matter how you played the game, so you were still able to participate in the tournaments. Mind you, it was a lot of work, those tournaments. I can't even remember what they were called, but I mean, it was years ago. Those were the first tournaments we were involved in.
I don't know the name of them. I remember some of the people that were involved, but there was screenshots, there was rosters, and I mean, it wasn't like there wasn't DomiNations.pl around, so you were in game having to hunt these people down in order to get the screenshots and organize all of them, and it was a huge pain.
Right, and there wasn't the head-to-heads, and that's where we got the idea for the head-to-heads, was through that tournament.
And we had figured out that, kind of trial and error, if you match the XP of two alliances and click the button at the same time, you're pretty likely that you're going to match.
Right, right. I think the most fun we had was when we were doing the mass head-to-heads.
Those were fun. I did really enjoy those, actually, and that's where you get as many people with as close to an XP range as possible on a weekend, and you all click the button at the same time. So there's 8 teams that you're gonna be pooled in with. That was fun. I almost forgot that we had done that for a while.
Yeah, that was a good time. And I think that's where we're gonna remain. Our focus is just like, if people are doing cool stuff in the community, trying to build them up and support them and running other events. I think we're gonna postpone one of our events until the summer.
Oh, are we now?
I think.
Listen to the boss, everybody. No, I mean, Marla is accurate in that. We fully intend on doing our very best to push and support and sponsor. And we've got a wonderful community in the SandBox. We've got excellent people that are over there, not only putting ideas forward, but putting their heads together and coming out and saying, look, what do I need to do to help? I think that's evident. I think that's evident in the communication that goes on over there. It's evident in how quickly people stand up and say, what do we need? And that's where our focus is going to remain, I think. We do have, we've opened a line of communication to Nexon. As well, we maintain an open communication with Big Huge Games. And I think we'll continue to nurture that in hopes of having the ability to kind of grow the community. And that's the goal, I guess, is growing the community through people and users doing cool stuff, right?
Right. Certainly, I love the fact of the live expert series. That's exactly, what I was hoping to achieve, because our team in The Last Outlaws has always been, just really real people, with busy lives. So I wanted them to have a lot of resources so they could learn at their own ability and at their own time. Because I understand that life gets in the way, and you finally get 5 minutes to yourself and the cat insists on knocking your tablet out of your hand while you're doing a war attack. So
cats, kids, whatever.
And initially when we created our first community, that's what it was meant to be. It was just a place for people to learn, because the wealthiest, the most successful nations are well educated and free and valued for their diversity. And that's just really what I wanted for my team. And I also wanted them to have full life in DomiNations, as well as
And the ease
outside
to find
of
these things.
DomiNations,
That's
and I wanted to share that with as many people as I could, because that's just who I am.
Thank you very much for saying that. I appreciate that, Zal, and GMA. So, and I mean, there's people making significant efforts. I mean, obviously, Doom Raider is one of those people. As of late, King the Hoogster, he's got some great ambition, and he's an amazing attacker, amazing strategist. He started putting out a series on behalf of the SandBox. But really, it doesn't matter where he puts his name. We appreciate that he does have his name with the SandBox, and I'm not sure if you guys knew, but he's the original founder of the SandBox. I'm not sure if people knew that.
Thank you for letting me be there.
So, he's got such a wealth of knowledge, and he does have a couple of different accounts. And the one account, he's actually traveling around and helping people out. And I hope that we can continue to support him in that kind of quest, because I've done the same thing back before the silo. And most recently I was over in Hammer and Tong, and I gave them a hand as best as I could. But as far as that wealth of knowledge, I know about an inch out of a mile. King de Hoogster is probably way closer to that mile than I ever will be. So I guess thank you for that.
Yeah, the players and people we've known and know. Certainly there's a lot of new names to me. Probably people who have been around but haven't been in the same circles as I have been. So I'm so happy to be introduced to new people. One of the big shout outs I do have to give to is Ma T. Or Matt.
It's Matt from Estonia. It's Matt.
I know it is, but
I always call him Nazi. And he was the originator, wasn't he? Like, he was the really the one that inspired us to help as many people as we could.
well, yeah, and I mean he was a huge supporter in the beginning. He was always on our channel giving advice, how to attack, what to change.
Troop compositions, where you attack from, why you attack in those places, and really it's the why. And I mean, I think that's what I love about this game, is you have the ability to go and help somebody with those things, figure out what is going to help them to have the most fun. And it's not because you have all of the right answers, but it's because we have a community to rely on. So I know if somebody's going to be using heavy tanks, I can say, hey, you should really talk to Pete, and just simply the knowledge that these people exist is huge, and seeing that they're actually having way more fun and they're 5-starring their attacks.
Although I still haven't found an expert that can tell me how, as an industrial age, I can take on resistance bases.
I have bad news for you. She left. I'm sure that there is somebody, and I'm sure that somebody in here will have some huge helpful advice for you. But the one person I knew that was doing that was actually Poop.
Yes.
From way back in the day. And she sadly is not. She's no longer with DomiNations anymore.
Yes. I think Poop's charisma was unique, and
oh, she's a hoot. She was anyway. She probably still is, obviously. But there's other people. I mean, Strongbow from the ICR, she puts up with my crap all day long. I was just in there smart mouthing her today. Same with GMA. King de Hoogster. Yeah, if you're gonna tune into anybody, don't let it be us. Let it be any other one of these guys that are part of this AV Live Expert series.
We're just like the party people.
Yeah, well, this is just the place to hang out. Yeah, we have history. Yeah, we have been sponsored in the past. Yeah, I know a thing or two, but moreover, I want to see you having fun, you know. And I think that anybody that's visited the Last Outlaws, they know that that's kind of our goal. Our goal isn't, you know, that you're a huge monster and you've got to put down troop cards and have, you know, level 7 offensive coalitions. No, we don't even care. Don't put your coalitions up. It's all right. We understand you were spending time playing with your kids and, you know, not playing DomiNations. Don't spend money on the game. That's not necessary. You can hang out and just have a good time and go to war.
Right.
Right.
But I mean, if you want to spend money on the game, go for it.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to stop you. I play for free because you pay for it.
Yeah. Well, I can't say I play mostly for free. I do find though that DomiNations is expensive.
It's as far as like the dynamics in the comparison to other games.
Yeah, like I find it expensive.
Yeah, there's people have asked me in the past about games.
Or you could spend it. Rum would be a much better investment if you ask me.
I just finished my rum. Thanks, Al. And yeah, I mean, awesome. Yeah, like her input and her driving of this along with her teammates. Wonderful idea. Wonderful idea. I felt bad because I plugged Sly in order to get this promoed for you as soon as I could. Obviously, you know, having it started on Monday was difficult. And then he came out to me and he's like, so this is the live expert series by M&C Gaming? And I'm like, no. Give me a break, man. That's not where we're at. That's not what we're doing. I went for the rainbow. Dracula. Anyway, so he pulled the ad and he redid it. I hope he has.
There's always space for rum.
There's always space for rum.
That's why my avatar's a pirate.
That's right. Arr.
Arr.
All about the rum.
All about the loot and pickles. I don't know why that came to mind. Scurvy, I guess, for pirates.
The loot and the pickles?
The pickles and the rum. Pickles
and rum.
Yeah.
And salted fish.
No. I'm probably starved to death. Oh my goodness. What would I eat?
Did you hear that corrupted Arya? She's never going to be able to say unhear Matty. I think that's great. I personally love that.
Yes. Huge shout out to Strongbow.
Oh my goodness.
Amazing contributor.
So much talent, right? She's like, well, I'm not sure if you're really gonna like this one. I kind of threw it together. I didn't really know what I was doing. And she's like, bam, in your face.
Yes, amazing. Truly some talent there.
Who else? Slow start on 3. Oh no, DomiNations just crashed. We've
been hearing a lot of that today.
We haven't heard any of that today. You know what? Let's do a puzzle. Screw DomiNations. We're gonna do a puzzle.
Yeah.
So do you guys want to pick the puzzle or should I? Oh, you thought I was kidding. You thought I was kidding. No, we're gonna do a cow. Check this bad boy out.
And it makes noise. That's nice. Please stop. I'm pretty sure we put the kids to bed early for a reason.
I don't know where this piece goes.
So yeah, most of my career has been in industrial age.
Marla's been in the industrial age for 2 years.
Yep. Slowly work pounding away my university, so I might one day actually represent an industrial age. I'm thinking it might go up when the next age is released.
Which is going to be the space age.
which is going to be the space age.
It should be awesome.
So
I'm kind of excited about that. I mean, but the player base is really... I think they make the realization, or have made the realization, that the oil was too expensive, because I honestly perceive that the museum is hyper-focused on the increase of the amount of loot that you can get. Complemented with that, they've been having nothing but oil reducing or oil cost reducing.
yes, power.
Okay. There you go.
And actually, I would say the matchups have evened out a lot since I used to play. Like, I have hit more industrial age bases in war in the last 3 months than I probably had in a very long time.
No, is that as a result of your level, or is it like your medal count, or is that...
I meant in war.
Oh, you meant in war.
Yeah.
I think...
Like, I've had some mismatches, but...
I felt bad for First Order. They're a really good team. They're a solid team. But they're the same as us, kind of the same mentality. I felt bad, though, facing them, because I felt that was a severe mismatch. You know, and they're over on the SandBox as well. And that's the other thing I love about community. I will say that. It's one of those kind of small nuances that you don't hear much about. I love the fact of having a community, because when you face somebody in war, you can tag them and say, hey, man, what's up? I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
Or get help on attacking bases.
Hey, this guy hasn't joined the server yet. Help me attack his base.
Yeah.
Or, hey, this guy hasn't joined the server. Help me attack his base. I think it's even better when somebody's just that brazen, that cocky, that they're like, I'm attacking Christopher's base. Who wants to help me with it?
So, and I mean, I was really worried about the silo, but I think I have that figured out. So long as it's like, you know, I'm not...
Trash talk channel.
No.
No, that's a Joe.
Oh.
Joe wants a trash talk channel. Share resources as well. That's a concept. I've heard that a few times, haven't you?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's been times where, I mean, especially in the lower ages, where you're just like donating food, waiting for stuff to upgrade, or
you should be able to.
I've never had an excess of oil. Let's face it.
But based on tenure, though, right? Based on tenure, if you're with a group of people for say like 2 years, obviously I trust the people that I'm playing with.
Right.
So, you know, like the first month, you should be able to donate a max of like 100 oil per day, let's say.
Yeah. I like the silo when it's on a rushed base because I can take it out.
I don't like the silo. See, here's my perspective on the silo is like, let's make this awesome game, and what holds it apart? We're going to give people the ability to rally, to control their troops, to bring them back together in order to drive through a base. We're going to do that. Let's do that. That sounds great. Okay, we've implemented that. Now what are we going to do? People are complaining defensively that there's not a base that can't be 5-starred. So what are we going to do about it? Well, I don't know. Okay, let's go ahead and introduce a building that negates the fact that they can rally. So they can't bring their troops together anymore. So there's no point rallies anymore.
Yeah.
There's no point rallies. There's no... Like, building rallies aren't really a thing unless you're doing a building rally on the silo. Mm-hmm. More, it's like speed rallies. And kind of on that note, I did do a redo of that video, of that how-to.
Oh, the how to rally? I
refreshed that. So that'll come at the end. I will share the link to that in this channel, but it is exclusive, so... I mean, obviously, you could go ahead and share just the video if you wanted to, but I think it would be much better if you shared the link to this Discord server and force people to join here, because let's face it, there's a ton of other useful information here, and then they can also watch the video if they want to. I felt that one was necessary though, because that's one of the things I've been focused on is, you know, the ability and how to rally. I like the silo when it's by the edge. I like the silo when it's not in existence. I see that somebody's a 150 atomic age player, and I'm like, yes, there's no silo on that base.
Yeah. I can take those bases.
Marla's really getting the hang of it. She really is, much faster than I. And I've got to say, you know, it's one of the things I hate about Marla is she picks up on these things much faster than me. I've got months worth of live streams and videos where you will probably hear me very close to swearing. I think just before I had that breakthrough and figured out how the silo actually worked, one of the last videos that I did before that was my entire army got annihilated. And I specifically remember right after it happened, I just kind of stopped and my shoulders probably went down and I said, see, this is why I don't play DomiNations anymore. And I was so disheartened, right?
Yeah, you were pretty close to quitting.
But there's a ton of people that stepped up and said, look, you know, here's the resources. Let's help get you through this. And they did. And it was fantastic. It's kind of nice to have people sticking their heads up for you. Go base and fun if you don't have to fight the silo.
Oh, if you don't fight the silo. You should also consider rally buildings in 1 to 2 tiles from you that are low
hit point.
Yeah.
If you can hit it with one rally, you get the boost, and a silo shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, because it should speed up
That's
your
right.
troops, but then you can, which I've done many, many times.
Right as it falls, you rally a millisecond after?
Yeah, a millisecond after, and then all your troops are...
Or if you're atomic and you're using the helicopters to heal your troops, I've heard, I don't know, because here, if you look here, in 11 days I'm going to find out, but when you do a point rally and you're using the helicopter healers, they will fly all the way over to where you rallied in order to come all the way back.
Yeah.
Allison Brown, you guys really need to go to Cold War Age. I have an account and I was thinking about that earlier, Allison. I've got Connor.
I was just talking about going to Global Age when the Space Age is released.
Yeah.
So I'm a patient player.
I'm going to have a Max Enlightened account here soon.
You know, I don't think you need to upgrade everything, but...
I do.
I don't think you need to... Oh, wow, okay, fine, whatever. You think you need to upgrade everything.
I don't know why. There's something so satisfying. Like, for example, Conor went and attacked a Max Industrial player, and he was like a 185 Industrial player. And I mean, let's face it, Conor's an Atomic player. It wasn't really that big of a challenge, but he had maxed everything, and I was like, oh, that is such a thing of beauty. I commend that guy on his base. Like that was patience. So.
However, I think there is like a happy medium there. Definitely. So, because I really should not be able to run over globals and atomics with my industrial age base.
But you're going to.
But I have, and I do.
Were you around when the tactical helicopters were introduced? Were you there?
No.
So when they first introduced them, they were actually way too OP. And people were just using them and they were so cheap to train. It took like 5 minutes to train one, and you could drop your raiders on people's oil. So that's what people were doing to steal oil, was they were just flying a tactical helicopter, which drops, like it carries troops to the middle of the base, drops them, steal the oil, and you're done. Yeah.
Arya doesn't have a problem with helicopters, and she rallies a lot. Arya's amazing, though.
Yeah, I mean, let's
actually,
face it. Arya's absolutely amazing. Like, her attacks are, yeah.
We've got lots of good tips from Arya, so thank you.
Here's my 127 taking on a 218
And I mean,
atomic.
yeah, absolutely. Some people like to rush, and I can't blame them because um, it's
Dracula's totally
long.
making fun of me.
It's a long game if you don't.
I say savor each age. Don't get to the point where you're like,
Yeah, but there is a point where it does become a little stale if you ask
oh
me.
no, absolutely. So you got to keep it. You gotta
Yes,
make sure.
I do remember demos on refineries, and it'd be
I
like,
love the demos on the refineries, and usually it was like, oh, you know that guy's going to bed, right? You know he's on his way to bed because he would. Yeah, demos on refineries. That was a fun one. There's been so many bugs in this game, and it's just been such a never-ending battle.
well, it makes it fresh.
And yes, certainly. I wonder what's broken in Dominations today. Like, I've got to be honest.
Well, I
today,
mean, in a while, I guess that's why I'm not in a rush, is because like I'm gonna be relieved once it's out of development age, like the development period and into the maintenance. Because I mean,
Yes.
really, that's when all these problems are gonna be fixed. So I don't really see a point in rushing ahead. And don't forget, like, I played StarCraft like probably 10 years after it was popular because like
that's when it was refined and perfect.
well, yeah. And like I wasn't allowed to touch the computer, and like I had no idea how a computer really worked until I met Chris.
Oh, the face on her when I tore hers apart and started playing with it. I thought she was gonna have a poop in the living room.
So, yeah.
Churned research.
And like back in the day, you know, I get lost in what was it?
Doom
Doom
or Duke Nukem.
Duke Nukem, all of them.
All of them. It didn't
All of
matter
them.
which first-person shooter it was.
It didn't matter.
Yeah.
I just get lost.
See, and I was a hardcore StarCraft fan. I mean, I had a Super Nintendo, but I was never really. I was a button masher in Super Nintendo. People hated playing me in Mortal Kombat because I was the guy that would figure out what combo was, and that's all I would do is the same combo over and over and over. You know, that Hayat kick with Liu Kang. I did that. I could do that like 1,000 times while fighting you, and people were like, "You need to learn something else." The never-ending night witches, yes. 16
workers in the university 24/7. Still industrial age.
Oh yeah, see that's my story right now. I mean, I've got.
I mean, there was a few times when I was on hiatus where I did pop on, probably for wall sales, admittedly.
The Night Witches. That reminds me of Who. Whenever I hear Night Witches, I think of Who. The Battle of Who.
Night Witches, I don't know. Anyways.
There was a duplicating Night Witch thing, and they also hand them out like candy. So if you actually got all of the Night Witches you were like possibly could, you ended up with like 100 of them. So Who actually took on a really strong base using nothing but Night Witches.
Well, yeah, and then
yeah, it's brutal. We were talking. Actually, I heard a comment earlier today that I agreed with, and it was in relation to the museum that they should, if they release it or induct a new building into the game, that when you build it, it should be equal to your level. If it's a new building. So, for example, the museum when you build it would be atomic.
I don't really care about those buildings because, I mean, really, my dock is at my age. My museum's already at the age. The Alliance Gate wasn't a big deal, or the Coalition, the Embassy. The Embassy. It was easy to upgrade. My university, I'm 2 years older.
Yeah.
And it's still not done.
That's a huge game changer, and I honestly think that they should at least consider giving you something.
I mean, I like with the new ones that, you know, now before I can do more of Amelia, I have to go up in an age, but I still have all the other ones to do. And yeah.
I don't have my original one. I didn't get the original one.
The original.
Strongbow said that she still has her original Night Witch hanger. I didn't complete the event.
Really?
I didn't complete that
Was
event.
it one of those awful ones where you had to kill like a zillion troops?
Yeah, can you please kill like 748,000 troops using nothing but...
Can you please play 12 hours a day for 7 days this week? We really need, good stats.
We
Thanks.
want to show our investors
Upper management is coming in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, see? The guy, Galleon says that see, and that's the thing, is that was one of those ones where it was like, you didn't even have to do anything. There's people in our alliance that just had the never-ending Night Witch. Right? They're like,
oh yeah, and same with like, there was a glitch there for a while where you could get like unlimited donated troops, and people didn't have to do anything to cause that, or they could very accidentally cause it. And
oh yeah, no, you don't even have to. You can still actually exploit that kind of glitch in order to get an excess of troops, and it does happen on accident. But I mean, remember, I think it was last week, Corvat's 70 Sting, one of our members in our alliance, he was like, I don't really want to be on in World War because I'm not that hyper into it. I'm really busy in real life. And we're like, all right. And he puts out a donation request for donations, and it said like 190 something. 190 troops. That's how many he could accept. It was like, what? That's more troops than I can hold. Night Witch hanger. So yeah, there's been a ton of glitches, but I think I'm with Marla. I think I'm just waiting for the day that they're not in development, right? That's where I want to be. It's not in development and being a guinea pig and a beta tester for a game.
well,
I don't like using that term. But it is. I'm a beta tester for this game.
okay, sure.
You don't think you are? Like, to a certain extent, you don't think that I don't feel like the QA is really that well refined.
Yeah, and now like I do get event buildings. I did activate the French one, but I still have my Outlaws Saloon or whatever it is.
Absolutely, I got mine too. We're the last Outlaws. You've got to hang on to it.
And it's just like, well, what do you now do with these things?
Can you read that out loud?
You made us hanger on. Oh,
That's awesome. That's really well. Kudos to you. Kudos to you. Well placed. You made us hanger on. Yeah, I don't know. I've got nothing. So what's our plans for streaming? We've already kind of covered what we're going to do with the community and the events as far as the streaming goes. For the streaming of DomiNations, I think we're going to just focus, I think, primarily on just the Saturday night live stream.
yeah, and I would like to continue doing game reviews. Just because, like, I do find when the wall event was on, I was hyperactive.
That was fun. Excuse me. Dad in disguise. I don't know. I think that's where it's going to lie. Is primarily focused as far as the streaming in order to provide support and promote other people's events and the Saturday Night live stream. And I mean, it's
well, as well as run our own events, certainly. But
like
you know, and I want to push more people towards the wiki so that can get updated. I really want to dedicate more time to that because I think it provides value, and yeah.
The wiki? I know I've been
Yeah.
on there and I've used it so much, so many times. Whenever I have a question.
Mostly for the visuals. Um, and I do really think that, you know, I'm hoping that there will be more
Or what?
shaping in the future so that the game is more functional. But I would have to say they must have done something to improve matchmaking because it does seem much better.
I think so. I think the matchmaking algorithm is like something's happened to it. But on the flip side, there's specific teams that we have faced that I have felt bad for. So in that regard, I don't think it's improved. Right? Why is there... Yeah. And he's refining, though. I'm just watching Kale's attack, and... Yeah, just more Christopher. Sheesh. The refinement in game, I think, needs to improve, though, right? Like once that actually gets ironed out some, I think though they might even see an increase. The wiki contribute to a significant number of visitors per week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the visuals. No, this is live. After we're done here, it's going bye-bye.
That's right. Indispensable tool. It really is.
Yeah. And
look at these guys.
Some of it does need to be updated.
Desperately needs to be updated.
Yes. And there's also like the Discord.
There's a Discord version of it. The Discord, like, what do they call the handbook?
The handbook.
The handbook. That one's kind of interesting. There's also the Discord.
I sort of like it a little better for the text because it's sort of my style. It's like Cole's notes.
5 words or less.
Yeah. So some of it is quite detailed, and others of it I do like it because it's like
just like simple and to the point.
Simple and to the point.
Well, that's no. I mean, yeah. Zach had put that together. I was able to help Dracula. Happy to finally watch this thing live. Hey, King de Hooster. We were talking about you earlier. Were your ears burning, buddy? Lopsided glory-wise. See, and that's the thing, is that it still is. It's one way or the other.
The other thing I want to give a really big shout out is we have, in the Last Outlaws, recently just done our 600th war. I gotta look that up, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
And I'm fairly certain that we've done more wars than some of the top teams in DomiNations. Which I think is pretty cool. That's the one. Check us out.
Yeah, I remember back in the day when you could still war while you were upgrading stuff. Oh, we got a new flag. Because I won the last lottery. I was going to go with a pink unicorn. But I decided with the blue jumping kitty.
The blue jumping kitty. Yeah, you probably noticed that. Now where do we actually see how many wars we've done? Why does it say, so it's got wins and losses there, but that doesn't equal 600. That only equals 398.
Maybe we're coming up on 400.
398. So in 2 wars we'll be at 400.
Okay.
Maybe it was 400. I still know that it was more than...
There's a reason why I need to check these things.
Yeah.
So in 2 wars we're going to be celebrating our 400th war.
Yeah, that's right.
That is like super awesome.
I think that's cool. That's a big number. And it is a big number. Let us know what yours is. Go to DomiNations PL. Look it up. Let us know how many wars you've actually done as an alliance. Last wars for 1 glory.
Only 5 out of 25 of the players even attacked. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of teams not participating, which I thought was kind of odd.
That's weird, isn't it?
Decoy on the building so traps don't shorten its duration.
See, even Dracula's got more tips than I do. 700 glory last one.
Oh, because they are in the Discord server.
Come to the Mr. Sandbag. Go to the Discord. Okay, maybe we should share that link.
Yeah. Okay. You do
look
that.
at me. Look at me jumping in there. This is how I take over. This is why I get in trouble. This is why we have ants.
That's right. Because Chris is like, it's gonna be just quick.
That's right. It is. It is. Never generate a new link. Copy. Paste. There. Come there. That's where you're supposed to be. How did you even manage to find this, Mr. Sandbag? Somebody share the link with you or what? If you're not on the... Anyways. I'm not even going to ask.
Oh, would there be a notification from our channel?
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. But anyways. It won't be there afterwards.
It won't be here after. Yeah, I was lazy. Who isn't lazy? Why are you lazy? Because rum.
I know a lot of people who aren't lazy.
Meow.
That's right.
Actually, our eldest
I'm telling
daughter,
you, cats are scary. The cat almost ripped Christopher's ear off.
They did. They seriously did. I almost got like, yeah. I was almost missing an ear. That would kind of suck. And our eldest daughter, when she was little, if you asked her what the cat said, her answer was
just like that.
With the face and everything. So,
cats didn't meow; they went like that. So
that's how scary cats are.
They are. They're terrifying. Well, they can be.
All right, I think that's about all I got. Unless you wanted to, did you want to add anything? Anybody have any questions? I don't see any more questions.
Yeah.
Dracula. See, and this is like, my brain automatically goes to songs whenever I see people's names, right? I just thought of Dragula.
Oh, yes.
Like, talk about dating yourself, right? How old are you? I saw your name and thought of Dragula. Biggest pet cat I've seen was a full-grown lion.
Yeah.
I like a liger. Liger's my favorite animal.
Let's not go there.
214.
214.
So we're double that. Close to.
2 more wars. I think we need to do something.
The better base designer and... Which one of you is the better base designer and attacker?
Chris is much better at designing bases than I am.
Marla has 0 patience. If things don't go down the way that they're supposed to, she's like, screw it, I'm done. Now, as far as attacking, I would have to say Marla is the better attacker between the two of us. I mean, it's...
I think because... Only because I am less focused and more intuitive. So when things go wrong, I'm just like, okay, well, I can do this, or I can do this, or I can do this. So I have all these backup
backup plans and
backup
strategies.
plans because I'm so used to things not going right. Like recently, I have triple dropped my decoys, triple dropped, quadruple dropped my decoys. Let's see. My last failed attack, I couldn't get any of my troops to drop. It was certainly a novice mistake. That one I did end up failing the attack. I love having my 4 foots, so I can at least get those 4 stars. So I feel like I'm a little bit better at rolling with the punches because if it goes off script,
Triple dropping decoys seems to be a thing.
yeah.
I don't know how you guys do that. Like, what? See, and I guess where I'm at in the game is that it has to be on script in order to hit above, right? And I'm always trying to hit above what my pay grade is, right? I'm a 218 atomic, and understand that there's the difference
I
as
think
well.
that's his ego talking there.
However,
However,
we're also in different ages, right?
I do need people to teach me these different strategies, so I don't naturally learn them on my own. So it takes a little digging and a little feeling out, but eventually, well, I wouldn't say. Generally, I catch on quite quickly and able to adapt better.
It's annoying as hell how fast Marla picks up new games, and it's just like, oh yeah, no, I've got the high score.
Yeah.
She was ranked first in the world for what game was it?
Merge Dragons.
Merge Dragons. My wife was first in the world, ranked first in the world.
Well, you were ranked.
I was ranked first for what one was that? I can't even remember the name of that one, but I was ranked first for quite a few days running.
Oh yeah, you and Ryan were playing.
Oh,
that
Jelly Jump.
Jelly Jump.
That's right.
Yes, when we went for family supper, one of our kids were sick, so Chris stayed home. Came home and he was
first in the world.
And I knew this driving to the family's house, and I'm like, I bet you he's just gonna sit there and play that game.
We hung out on the couch, and I was first in the world.
Yeah, I just wish video game skills were a little more transferable.
Yeah, me as well. If it actually transferred directly to my bank account, let's say.
Yeah.
Look at the water. The graphic on the water actually looks kind of neat.
I've never really looked at the water.
I'm staring at the water because, well, we're here.
It was a decoy party. That's right.
Party?
That's how I roll. Party like it's 1399 BC.
I'm not sure if that's great or awful.
So yeah, I think our focus now is just sort of
off in La La Land.
Entertainment.
I think so.
Entertainment for the community.
That's right. Victory by party. It should be an option. I've done it at the end of a war attack. If I find that I have a whole bunch of tactics left over, I'll admit.
I've also seen that in the forum. Sharks with lasers. Sharks anywhere would be awesome because sharks are just awesome. That's like one of my favorite pastimes is watching documentaries on sharks. Maybe because I'm terrified of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a nude person on the waterfall island or a flower? I don't know.
You're talking about this right here?
Maybe it's a mermaid.
I think they were talking about this little tree right here, I think. Or were they talking about that? That's the top of this tree.
Oh.
Right? I don't see any nude people. I don't see a mermaid. Who pointed this out? Who asked that?
Made you look though.
Smash! Yeah.
More northeast.
I don't like. Oh, are you talking? That's not. That's on the island, right? Yeah, I think they're talking about this on the island. What is that?
That is a chicken kangaroo.
A chicken kangaroo?
Chickaroo. Sure
that's a really big diamond.
I don't know.
Where? On the waterfall island or a flower? And you stare at a cat. It stares right back. Kitty warfare. That's a diamond. That's a really big diamond that nobody's actually found, and it's got a dead fish on it because that's how you kill fish, is with really big diamonds. I think that's actually a salmon. That's a fresh caught salmon by diamond.
Okay.
That's what I'm rolling with. I don't know.
It looks like a naked something. It's a naked mole rat.
A naked mole rat? There's your official answer. Brought to you by M&C Gaming. That is a naked mole rat on the island. Enjoy it.
Yes, and enjoy Z Franks.
Z Frank. If you guys haven't checked that out.
Yeah.
Gallant effects, angels and vamps. There should be a dock somewhere, like other than the one that I built over here.
Velociraptors.
Those are velociraptors on the island?
Could be.
Smart, clever girl. Dare I say it? Clever girl.
Oh my goodness. Wasn't there a game with the
catapult?
The catapults?
Cat cannon.
Cat cannon.
Yeah, cat cannon. There's actually, yeah. There's a game called Cat Cannon, and I actually played it for a couple of days.
A couple of days.
They bounce. They hit dynamite and stuff, and they bounce.
Yeah, I was really quite horrified.
Meow. Meow.
Yeah.
It was lovely. I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, from back in the day when free-to-play games were on addictinggames.com.
That's right. That's actually where I found that one was on addictinggames.com, and then somebody bought it, and now it just turned to garbage, and now, yeah.
Yeah, that's really where I got into these sorts of games. Addicting Games.
Yeah.
And, oh, there was
Game
one
House?
I loved. Game House, yes.
That's right. You had a Game House subscription for quite a while.
Yeah, it was, and I got a free game every day. Yeah.
It was ridiculous the number of free games that they had at the end of the week. Yeah. I almost completely forgot about that. Scratch and purr. Chalk and meow or scratch and purr. Just don't scratch and sniff. Oh, somebody got killed. Ooh.
Oh, and chat's working.
Yeah, my little guy with his favorite wolfie hat.
That's awesome.
When I told my friends I was going to Octomocty, they said, "Where's the fox hat?" I don't know if you guys have seen that commercial, but
Global should get a wonder.
Global should get a wonder.
Yeah. Yeah, like why didn't they do that? A cat-orientated wonder. The Sphinx. There we go.
Sphinx done. A nude wonder.
What is it? David,
the statue of David,
the thinker.
Yeah.
There we go. We've got some ideas for some wonders.
A gargantuan statue of David, because it would have to be blown up. It'd have to be a
Sphinx.
Sphinx, not sphincter. Sphinx. touche. Or did you misspell touch?
Oh, I've got a
What are you looking up?
Sphinx.
Why did you? Yeah. Mythical creature, Sphinx.
Yes. There we go. Now I just want to copy.
Copy link location. It was right there.
Oh, was it there? Usually it just puts up a pretty picture of
Touch
Venus.
Gallant. Touche. Yeah, see, you're typing touch at Gallant. Dracula typed touche.
Oh.
Now, I'm not sure if that's an accent grave or an accent gras or what it is, but I know there's an accent somewhere in there in order to make it touche.
So it's not quite a cat.
Oh, it's pretty close.
But
Most people that saw it today would be like, nice cat. The catacombs.
oh, there we go.
That'd be a good one, right?
Where is
Some of us can spell.
Yeah.
Or you type touche a lot and Google remembered that. I'll try and pawn off your spelling ability because Google saved your butt. Over in GMA's Alliance the other day, I asked for hoodies for war.
These
I was like, whatever. Google said it, so I'm rolling with it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to listen to that song now after.
Long press the E. Oh, okay.
Long live the king. Is that where you went?
I'm Groot.
I am Groot. All right. Well, I'm excited to hear more from the other
Experts. I'm sorry I don't know many of you, but I hope to get to know you better throughout the week.
Feel free to harass us anywhere in game or here.
Yeah, and I think maybe in our Saturday night live stream we can go over some of the awesomeness stuff we have learned here. And certainly this might remain an open community after the 2 weeks, and maybe at other times experts can donate their time.
What was that?
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, 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 dun. All right. And as we always say, what do we say?
Don't hit people with sticks. And have a good time.
Keep your sticks on the ice and have a good time.